All right, I think we've got everything good for today. We've got a nice OFCRA mission here. Let me do a final check on the numbers. We're at about 120 people at the moment, so it's going to be a rough 60v60 here. There are 5 objectives in play today. This is a standard sector. Well, I guess not really a sector, more of a terminal defense, and we've got a blue 4 faction that's going to be spawning in the heart of Sahatra here, which is the name of the map. Op 4 going to be down the MSR. Could come a matter of 3 different ways here. One of them's a little more difficult than the other 2, but could still be an option. But let me go ahead and put the prediction up for you guys to bet. If you want to look into the finer details of the mission, feel free to do !mission to see how things are broken down. And we'll get right into everything here. So, Blue 4 NATO, Op 4. We're just going to do packs. I think a 20-minute prediction's fine, considering the 8-minute safe start of OFCRA, the time we'll have in this little debug section, and everything else going. I'm going to go ahead and locally mute myself, just so we don't hear that spam of like 120 voices when we're getting moved into TFAR for the main mission. But otherwise, this is our AO. A few other things today. We've got this stream, we've got POG, and then after POG, I intend to stream the dev of multiple mission files. I want to stream a little bit more Fallout, just to take a look at some additional work that Valkyrie did and give her some information.
Hello, father of us poor little dirts.
Zaggins, where'd you get that idea? I'm just here to give you some entertainment, broski, but nonetheless, thanks for the 39-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But regardless, we'll be doing some Fallout dev. We'll be doing some Warhammer 40k dev. We'll be doing some POG dev right after their mission, just so I can get the first phase of their mission file all cleaned up. And if there's any more time, we have some Star Wars stuff we need to dev as well. I need to do some garrison work on their stuff. I also need to build a menu, but we'll be getting into all of that. Yes, an actual dev stream. We've been doing some here and there, but I want to bring them back just to help front log a lot of my work because I'm trying to. But life doesn't like it when I try to do that.
Good afternoon, sir. We have been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty for 88 months.
Ah, Bearded, thanks for the 88-month resub. That's why you keep subbing to me. I hate to break it to you, buddy, but I don't actually have a car right now. It's more of a car Bloodwind and I both use, but c'est la vie. Nonetheless, thanks to the 88-month resub. Hope you enjoy the operations and hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. There is some additional dev work I can do, mainly because I'm trying to change how I handle everything into a way that I can manage it all. So we'll see some changes to the YouTube channel uploads by the end of this month, as well as my goal for doing operations. I'm going to try to maintain a 7 to 8 mission a week standard. And it wouldn't be that hard to do because our main op days, we've got 2 on Monday, 2 on Wednesday, POGs on Thursday, and then bi-weekly we have a guaranteed one for like the 31st or another community like TOC. And then there's usually like some sort of commission job every week. So there's always going to be 6 missions. I just need to then add 1 or 2 on top of that. That way I can balance everything out. The idea of Liru driving a car worries me. I try not to be that much of an aggressive driver, but if other people are going to be aggressive with me, then I don't really have a choice in that, do I? Nonetheless, I'm trying to set everything up in a way so that by the end of the year, things take care of themselves and I can focus on a few other things that I want to do. Hey, look, as long as you don't mind getting banged around in the car a little bit, I'll get you from point A to point B quicker than what Google or Waze or whatever driving app you use tells you, I'll get you there quicker. 10% chance we get pulled over, but, I'll get you there. Road Rager, Liru? I don't road rage. I'm actually really happy about that. I don't. I just drive very defensively, but if someone is aggressively driving against me, I do not care if my car gets a little scuffed up to run them off the road. Now, is that a horrible thing to say? Yes, but I let them initiate, okay? I'm the type of guy that carries a disarmed AT-4 in my car, relying on the fact that the other idiot doesn't realize that if I fire that, the backblast is going to kill me. But they see an anti-tank launcher. That usually gets them to back off. Usually. Then I have to change the plates because, you know, once in a while they call the police and say, yeah, this person pointed a big stick at me. Eh. And, you know, it's like, you know, brandishing a gun to someone, that's technically a felony. There's nothing against brandishing an AT launcher, though.
Send in goat teams.
I'm just saying, the law does not say
Howdy,
AT
Liru.
launcher. The
Hope
law only
everything
says
has been
firearm.
good. My life has been a little crazy lately dealing with my dad's cancer.
Oh, Iowa. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Thanks for the 27-month resub, but if you need to step away and focus on that, by all means. You know my motto, IRL first. If you got shit you need to go take care of, I would go be with your dad as much as you can, man. Seriously, I hope he recovers from it. And if it's a bad situation, I hope you get to spend as much time as you need to with him. Seriously. Thank you for taking the time to be here, though, nonetheless, but I hope everything works out for you. Seriously. How do you get an AT4? Sven. Buddy. Buddy, oh pal. I'm not telling you to ask Sven. I'm just implying. Anyway. AT launcher is a firearm? No. No. An AT launcher is just a big device that's a rod, okay? I'm pointing a stick at somebody. No, it doesn't fire, though. See? It's just a large metal tube, you know? Easy. Hold on. My phone just buzzed. Oh, it's from my lawyer. There's an inside joke I call... Hold on. Oh, okay. Apparently I'm not supposed to talk about pointing AT4s at people on a stream. Who knew? Anyway, how's everyone doing? So there's an inside joke I like to have where it's from Law and Order SVU, like one of the earlier seasons where Finn and Munch, which are two of the characters in the show, would go off and do stuff, but if I recall correctly, Finn is the character played by Ice-T. And then Munch, I forget his name, but he's a Jewish guy. So there's this one episode where they go undercover, and that's something that Ice-T's character Finn has done a while. And whenever they ask who this big old white guy is, Finn would just immediately say, "That's my Jew," and then completely like go back to whatever the conversation was, as if that like legitimized why Munch's character would be there in any situation. So I have an inside joke with my lawyer about that. Anyway. That one shouldn't get me in legal trouble, right? Just get a soft launch system like an FGM 148 Javelin so you can't fire it safely from the car. I mean... Oh, wait, no, so you can fire... Yeah, I mean, you could technically open the wind... what's it called? The roof access? The sunroof? You could fire it from out there and the backblast won't hurt you because you're in the open at that point. I wouldn't fire... Just because a Javelin doesn't have a big backblast angle doesn't mean you should fire it from within a car, you know? I'm just saying, backblast actually is an issue. Haven't you ever seen those, like, old Middle Eastern terrorist videos of, like, someone getting behind a guy with an RPG and takes a face full of backblast and then he just flops? For legal reasons, he's okay, by the way. Okay, his tummy just hurt mid-fight and he just wanted to take a nap, but... I know Sven has. Sven, where'd you go? Javelin has no backblast? Does it not? I thought it still did have a little bit. It's not as bad as another launcher, but I could have sworn it had some. Oh, okay, mission. Haha. Anyway, now we have to actually do our job here. All right, so going ahead and looking over at Blue 4, there are 10 points worth of objectives to score. 2 points at each objective here. So at the 50-minute mark, the West MCOM and the North NCOM will be cashed in. If OPFOR are able to capture these before the 50-minute mark and interact with them, they gain 2 points. If Blue 4 prevent it, They gain 2 points per objective, so 2 points here and 2 points here. By the 70-minute mark, the South MCOM and the East MCOM are up for grabs at any time between the start of the game and those 70 minutes. So if OPFOR grab them, it's 2 points apiece. If Blue 4 defends both of them from OPFOR grabbing them, they gain 2 points. And then the final zone is the cap zone in the middle right here. Whoever has more players in this purple zone by the end of the game get an additional 2 points. So we might know by the 70-minute mark who wins this game, because if OPFOR is just blitzing 3 objectives and they gain 6 points, that's 6 out of 10, they win. If Blue 4, however, hold at least 2 or 3 objectives worth, stay alive towards the end of the game, or just capture, like, hold 3 objectives and prevent OPFOR from scoring, then it's an easy victory for Blue 4. But we have this tie-all objective in case it goes 2-2. Now, let's go ahead and look at Blue 4. Blue 4 are NATO-based, so we have a Bradley in play. Again, it is a Battlefield 6-themed operation today. So we got multiple Bradleys in the AO with tow launchers. That's an AA Bradley, by the way. So we've got a quad launcher. That's an M2A6, and then we got some M2A and M2A3. English. We got an MRZR over here, but we see... All right, some L85, so we got some British people here. That's unfortunate. Just kidding. And then we got some 416s with some RCO magnifier. So it's a magnified optic fight today as well. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, so we got some 203 launchers. I thought I saw a 203 launcher somewhere for some Grenadier capability. There's one. It's the S model because the barrel is slightly longer, so that gives him a little bit more range. Got some AT4s in play as well. Looking at the second Blue 4 group that's over by the north area here, we've got... Are these Bulldogs? I think these are the 50 cal British MRAPs. They're either Bulldogs or Pit Bulls. I don't remember the name of them specifically, but that explains why we see L85s in play. So it's mainly a British faction here. But I'm sure someone will be able to clarify. More AT4s. I got some telescopic ladders here. We see some Mark 11 DMRs with some even bigger magnified optics, some Mark 48 light machine guns in play as well. And then our forward force for Blue 4 is a pure infantry force, but they do have some remote designators. We see some NLAW ATs, some GPMGs, and then we got some of those L85s again. So mainly a mix of British troops here for the NATO side and some US here and there. Now, let's go ahead and look at OPFOR here real quick. Blue 4's commander is going to be Snajiper, which I think I'm pronouncing correctly. OPFOR, meanwhile, get a... I do not recognize this helicopter model. It is an attack helicopter for sure, but it's got the 20mm cannon. It's got some rocket pods on it, which are armed, by the way. I do not know what version or model this is. It's clearly some sort of attack helicopter, though, and that is going to fight against the M2A6 with that quad launcher, Bradley. It's a Eurocopter Tiger. What nation fields those? Because I've never seen that before. Huh. We've got some MRAP models here, which I also don't recognize. Looks like a bit of a modified vanilla Strider of some sort, but their weaponry appears to be Scar H's, F2000s, some other Mark 48s, and then they got some barrel flash hiders as well, and some... Wow. Wait. And that's another 416. French and Spanish, Germany? Damn. Oh, nice. We got some Mazes, some vanilla Mazes, actually. Some G36s in play as well. This is a hodgepodge of weaponry, that's for damn sure. What is that? I've seen this one before. I just don't remember the name of it, but I've seen that this turret mount before on this type of vehicle. And then we've got a scoped 240 with a holograph 50 cal on top. That might be a CV90. You're actually right. That's that is the Swedish IFE. So they got 3 of those. They've got multiple of these cars with magnified optics on the guns. Well, mainly the 240. This is just the holographic, so it's not really a magnifier. And then they have additional MRAPs in play as well. And we see some AT4s and some Carl Gs. God damn. That's a pretty stacked force. That's 3 IFVs and an attack helicopter. So that's some pretty serious offensive firepower. Now to give Blue Force some credit, this is Urban CQC, and I have done Urban CQC ops in this area. I'm going to be honest, a Rooftop Koreans op in this AO might actually slap, but we would need to tweak a few things with it. But god damn. So looking at Blue 4, they first have to hold this western terminal here, which is just in the bumfuck open. Oh my god. So Blue 4 would have to have maybe 1 or 2 units on actual CQC duty on the building, and then they'd have to basically hold outside of the... Well, they couldn't, though, because the IFVs would just snipe them. So they'd have to hold maybe a few buildings in, wait for Op4 to come in, and then host ambushes to take them out. But this is a pretty bad placed objective for Blue 4 to defend. Like, a few blocks over, we do have some nice buildings that have some big openings here, and they've got good overwatch angles, but a big lack of internal cover, too. So if one of those IFVs just starts unloading HE shells into here, they're dead. This is going to have to rely on the squad leaders of Blue 4 to find a really creative way to defend this one. Blue 4, I did not see any man pads, but the quad stinger on this IFV should be more than enough. Yeah, and then 1 Bradley. Meanwhile, you've got the 4 armed bulldogs and then a transport bulldogs. Or bulldog singular, but just look at all of the Overwatch capability for Op4. If they put their IFVs up here, that's going to give them lines to 2 objectives and then potentially the final one. And then you also do have one of the southern terminals also open. And then you also have this side here. So if Op4 controls this ridge, they're golden. I mean, Op4 is playing right off the bat. Bring all of your forces here, take a left, control this ridge, and then just walk your forces down this MSR. You could bypass this and then hit these 2, go to the southern one, and then hold purple. You just need 3 of the objectives, though. I'm going to be honest, Blue 4 is going to really struggle to hold this one. They're going to have no choice but to put their Bradley somewhere up here. Now, the Bradley does have a tow launcher. So from up here, they could seriously lock down this entire side. But if the Bradley goes anywhere else, I think that's a misplay off the bat. Maybe have Blue 4 put an infantry squad up here to search for the for any IFVs that come up. And here, if Op4 doesn't move up on this angle, then you can just move the Bradley over here and then cover this objective from afar. It's going to be a range game. Now, Op4 could also do something silly and then try to cross this river here and then try to assault from the south because there's multiple crossings over here and come on the rear of Blue 4's side. But Blue 4 is going to probably concentrate their forces around these 2 objectives and then maybe the south so they can transition to the final spot. But there's a lot of weird ways this could go. Skipu, by the way, is leading Op4. Point spread, only 29.6 to 50K. All right, lower bets today, but I understand. This really could go either way. I'd say it's leaning towards Op4 in terms of the AO and the manpower. But I think Blue 4 could sneak some pretty solid victories here, depending on what they do. I also agree with putting potentially the AA Bradley up here because you can still cover with that autocannon, but that one you could probably hide in a backline somewhere and just have it watch the skies. You don't really want it to be aggressive because if that gets lost, that's going to give the Eurocopter that Op4 has a lot more offensive capability. We got Rigel and PHK on it, and it looks like those vehicles just got unlocked, so they're now allowed to move. But that's a pretty strong team they have up there. But it looks like Op4 is instead going to bypass what I said. Looks like they're going to still send at least something up there, but they're going to keep everything together. Oh, they're doing that. I'm going to be honest. I think out of the 3 potential capabilities Op4 could do, we already said the northern plan. The plan over here coming from the west, you just have your IFVs cover and your infantry come around like this and then cross in and then push in through these forested areas. I think that would be another really decent idea because you have really good IFV coverage. Coming from the south, I don't agree with that one compared to the other 2 because you really do lack long-range areas for your IFVs to support. There's still a few, mind you, but compared to the other 2 areas you could plant those IFVs to Overwatch, it's not the best option. You know what I mean? Is the AA... yes, autocannons are allowed to target infantry in OFCRA. There's not usually any weapon restrictions. Ooh, Blue 4 do have a hand mortar. What is that? Someone's level 48 or 50 to use it? A few of my friends have been playing Battlefield, so I've caught on to the nuances of what levels are required for what gear. Oh, there's even some transport room in the back of those IFVs. That's cute. Eurocopter in the sky. Staying a bit low. It doesn't want to be sniped immediately from range from that M2A6. Final count, 51k to Blue 4, 57k to Op 4. I'm going to be honest, I think, again, as I said, Op 4 have a slightly bigger advantage because of the assets they have. However, if they put themselves in positions where those assets can't be fully developed or utilized, it could lean back into Blue 4 on the sheer fact that, you know, this is an urban defense, and urban defenses are usually really hard for attackers to crack. Look at where Blue 4 is. They know this northern part is probably going to have something come by it, so they're set up in an ambush. We have the AA Bradley looking around back here. I like the side of the hill because it keeps it a little hidden, and it still puts it in a position where it could provide Overwatch with that autocannon. My other... Oh, boy. So I think Fast Sugar was bait, because he's the only one in this vehicle. I think he was sent here as a sacrificial lamb to see if Blue 4 were there. And it turns out Blue 4 were in fact there, because he was the only one in that vehicle, right? Shay's also dead. From what, I don't know, but he's got a floating scowl on the back of his butt, so anything's possible. I think Fast Sugar did that on purpose. There's two possibilities. One, Fast Sugar got lost and he just blitzed the AO on his own and got killed. Or two, it was an actual tactical decision to send forces over here to make Blue 4 think there's a rush coming on this side, to pull all their forces over here so that these guys could then flank all the way around. However, this group's already dismounted, so they're either... Did they high bar themselves? They might have high barred themselves, because look at that in the middle. No, the wheels should be able to get over that. So they're either covering, or they're planning to do a dismount here and walk in, and Fast Sugar just got completely lost and didn't realize he was supposed to take a right turn beforehand to then turn into there. Which means Blue 4 are now going to push forces over here, taking that vehicle out, thinking there's more coming, and they're going to be fully ready for this Op 4 assault. That's unfortunate. That's kind of why the same reason in PvP you don't have a helicopter over your forces as you're moving, because people will then see the helicopter, and because they're all looking in that direction, that gives them more opportunities to potentially spot your forces coming in if the helicopter's flying right over your route. Don't get me wrong, flying your helicopter over the route you're going to take is fine because you're scouting. As long as it's only like one pass, give or take, but if the helicopter is just shadowing your forces, it's going to give you all away. Now, Blue 4 engaging from range. Op 4 quickly getting into concealment back here because the vehicle was spotted. Smoke grenades are being thrown. This group's going to have to potentially immediately reposition. Everyone has a magnified optics. You know what I mean. Run it over, fly it over. Now you got the 50 cal suppressing. Giovanni here is trying to pull the vehicle back defensively. You got all this smoke coming out. You're probably going to see these infantry now pull away on foot as the vehicle's trying to back away. They could try to do a remount and then just drive down this MSR to cover it, but we have some counter-suppressive fire here as they're just kind of guessing where the shots are coming from. Helicopter flying over. At that range, though, they could tow that. Get the tow launcher out, just hit it with a tow missile. Like, at that point, I want to see that tow launcher come up. Come on. Get the tow out. That's such an easy kill, I promise. I promise you could make it. Yeah, auto-cannon is not going to work because it's too far. No hits on it, but they're going to make it wave off. The tow, it's smaller, and it's unlikely that the pilot or co-pilot are going to see it coming. Whereas if you're firing tracers up there, they're going to quickly notice and pull away. So I think that was an easy snipe for the Bradley to get, but I understand it might not want to waste its tows because it wants to use them against the IFEs. And now that they've given themselves away, this does give an opportunity for PAX to now counter and hone in on where that Bradley is with one of their own IFEs. Hey, Big, how you doing? Okay, so situation report here is OPFOR are basically going to deal with Blue 4 in an area where OPFOR doesn't want to be. OPFOR in their 2 routes got spotted early on, and now Blue 4 are able to set up assets to create a nice defensive line to cause a lot of attrition damage to Blue 4. Helicopter. Does it have a GMG for the turret? Because that sounded like a vanilla GMG launcher. So it did a little strafe right here to freak out Overdrive. Overdrive's now pulling back. I think they're trying to get the IFE to shoot again to let their IFE, the CV-90, spot the Bradley and then snipe it from range. But yeah, the chopper, excuse me, the Bradley has no idea. HE autocannon with 6-round mag. Oof. How long's the reload time on it? So you got OPFOR that have slightly pulled back. They've got a few other forces coming up. Main forces coming up behind with an IFE to support. Blue 4 have set up 3 squads in defense right here. I don't know. What type of AT do Blue 4 have up here? None. Maybe the IFE will be able to support an OPFOR breakthrough in this sector. We see that. Okay, there is a manpad in play as well over here. I didn't see that earlier. But if that IFE is able to break through and feel comfortable that it's not going to be hit, then these infantry stand no chance. But how is OPFOR going to know? The PAX Tiger has been messed with hard. Its turret cannon has been replaced with a Nerf GMG with 5-round mags controlled by the gunner. Driver has access to 25 AP rockets, which are incorrectly zeroed. Ah! They just fire an NLAW at it? That was an NLAW launch. They just hit the rear of this IFV. With those rounds, Eurocopter takes 1 round to the rear. You can see where it got hit on the side here. Still going strong. No warning klaxons going off. And OFCRA now starting to poke over where one of their vehicles got previously destroyed. I would love to see that chopper get used properly, but if they keep playing chicken with this IFE, which, again, annoys me. They can just call this IFE to come in and engage it. But I think everyone's just a little kill-hungry here. Yes, some of the light infantry on both sides have ladders from what I saw. I already saw some on Blue 4. I didn't see any on Op 4, but I wasn't looking too hard. But in an urban environment, that's to be expected. Who doesn't want some mass murder in a one-life PvP operation, man? I love seeing those multi-kills. See, at this point, though, Blue 4 should also take some initiative and realize this helicopter is intentionally trying to hunt for this IFE. So pull the IFE back to someone with an AA launcher to bait it to come forward and then hit it. Little worry that the chopper's flying over where the Op 4 IFE is as well, because that's going to bring attention to that IFE because everyone's looking at the chopper. But I'm going to be honest, if this hasn't been shot down by a man-pad yet, then it's safe to assume there's no man-pads, you know? Because this is an easy kill. Look at how slow he's going and how low he's flying. He's still teasing the waters here, but, I mean, the lock-on range for a standard SAM is, a Stainer, that's the term I'm looking for, is about a click and a half. And then we still see this mortar is lightly firing. At what, I don't know, but I saw a symbol flash. They should be keeping those mortars till Op 4 gets a bit closer and then pinned. Look at this, though. Blue 4 moving right up because this IFE is in the middle of the tree lines with no large avenues of fire. English. Please tell me you guys have AT, because I didn't see any last time. Do you at least have an engineer to do funny engineer things? No. Oh, no. So these guys have the perfect opportunity to hit something, but they don't have the resources to do it. What's a star streak? I've never heard that one before. So I'm hearing some distant explosions. That might be mortars landing on certain positions. Looking at the skull count, I don't see anything new. We got Overdrive dead over here. IFE might have sniped him, but I think the IFE is now shooting. Yep. Bradley is disabled. And the Bradley cooks. And that, I think, killed the guy that was standing above it. Yeah, because they were trying to do a track replacement. So, Bradley dead. We have 2 infantry kills and 1 vehicle kill, so it's possible. Let me check the chopper, because the chopper might have also done a strafe. Yeah, he didn't get the kill, so that vehicle might have just sniped an infantry guy and taken the vehicle out, too. Now you got the other IFE coming in. I get the idea of what Blue 4 is trying to do, send this up as a picket, but with all of this openness and this big ridge right here, it was a bit too much for that one vehicle to cover. It should have gone up on the ridge and then had a little bit of infantry to cover it, maybe with a man-pad. And that would have done it slightly better justice. Yep, so now this chopper is going to basically do attack runs and bail out and just suppress certain positions here, seeing if it can get some pickoffs here and there. Now you got, look at this, big tease. All these infantry but no AT to deal with it. And it's funny because we do have an AT guy here, but no launcher, so I don't know what happened to it. You've got this 5-man team flanking around. Look at this massive Op 4 battle line we have going here. It looks like they're bringing the M2A6 up the MSR. That's going to give Op 4 an opportunity to snipe it. Looks like T gets splattered by the GMG, but no kills. Pay for Pain Wolf will be later tonight and next Wednesday for a Star Wars op. If you want, shoot me a message on Discord and I can get you the Star Wars menu too. Or at least tell you when it's being built and where to go with that. I have a few people that have asked me to send them things when we're doing Pay for Pains, other than the current Thursday one. Ah, gotcha. All right, IFV is now coming in. This one's returning fire, though. This is the AA one, so this crew has to be really careful. Looks like they're bailing out immediately. Some damage done to their side armor here, covering the driver and gunner. We hear some more mortars detonating along Blue 4's territory here. Twig runs up and gets killed by an OPFOR garrison. That's rare to see. Usually he's the one doing the flanking. And this Blue 4 team pulls right in to where an OPFOR Maz is. AT4 prepping a shot. Has a beautiful front hit. Driver gets out. And is doing field repairs. Maz comes in, it kills him, damages the vehicle. That gun is more than likely disabled. Second shot comes in. All of Blue 4's armor is down. And again, I don't know why Blue 4 is being so aggressive with their armor here when they can literally just wait for their opponent to come in. That's 3 rockets this thing's tanked, by the way. Lolo, I can't tell if he's uncon or not. I'm really surprised this didn't cook off. Maybe 2 of those hits were in the rear compartment, but... Damn, that thing's got some pretty tough armor to survive that. Destroyer gets knocked. They're now trying to flank this infantry group. IFE... Looks like it pushed up to assist. I'm surprised it's not being called back to help with that infantry group. But we see Blue 4 is just being flanked on their defensive spots. So quite a few Blue 4 fumbles already. This flank attack was a good call, but they're unsupported. Looks like they're calling the IFE back. They're knocking on it. They're trying to make Lolo come out. They can just back off and have the IFE unload with its autocannon, pen the armor, and kill whoever's still in there. Look at this, though. Blue 4 and OPFOR right on top of each other. No one moves. Wait, Gregory just noticed. 2 drops. Space doesn't realize he's being engaged from the rear. Killer turns around. Gets killed. And Space doesn't realize how much trouble he's in. RHS Bradley moment, exactly. Those things are tanky sons of bitches. OPFOR was ready to bypass that position. And Watts also has no idea. He gets engaged from the rear and taken out. Space just reload. Space is just having a good little time here. He thinks it's his buddies shooting. Where are they, guys? Guys, are you on comms? What's going on? I think I got him. Watch, he was just a silly little guy. You didn't have to do him dirty like that. He's just the noob from Battlefield Friends, okay? All right, Sam realizes he's in trouble. Seismo gets knocked out. I'm surprised Sam wasn't in the vehicle crew with Lolo. Speaking of, looks like Lolo died. Sam coming around. He knows his group just got flanked. Geralt got an eye on him, though. Sam going to potentially be caught in the open here. That is a really powerful suppressor for that G36K that doesn't have a suppressor on it. Sam is pretty much the only guy still alive on the northern front. Southern front has a few guys running. That is... Out of that 5 or 6 man team, only 3 are still up. That is not a good look for Blue 4 here. Sam still running. Oh! Ho, ho! That was a disrespectful GL from Sergues. Meanwhile, on the northern side, it looks like OPFOR are getting more thoroughly countered here. Because Blue 4 have a big open area to work with. Looks like Seismo woke back up. Did a bit of medical. He's got a nice scope here. He's up 2 kills. He's looking for more to pick off. That was a really good GL, though. I think we can all agree on that. Y'all are shooting at the chopper and giving yourselves away. There were 3 of you. Now there's 2. You can see where the 3rd one died and the 2nd one. And now Artur's running because he's pissed off a helicopter. Standard Battlefield shenanigans, I'd say. Seismo trying to pick up more kills here. Taking fire potentially from the rear here. Artur gets knocked out. Heard something heavy go off up here. Some sort of missile launch. Ah, looks like they were cooking off the Bradley. Hearing some long-range fire here. Seismo still alive. Lolo trying to maneuver onto his position as he is trying to find different angles to pick people off and make OPFOR burn all their ammo. Gets an eye. Gets a nice knockout. Trying to get the double tap. AT goes on his position. Waj might be down for good. Could wake back up still. Looks like he's trying to reposition again. But he's running out of 2-story buildings to use here. He's trying to climb. Lolo doing some medical. Unaware that Seismo's trying to pull back here. Could catch Seismo. Oh, Seismo, come on. You know you got to move bush to bush. You don't want to go in open areas like this. Lolo spots him. That's it. And he's down. I think there might be 1 man pad left somewhere. Look at this, though. As I predicted, OPFOR would bring a vehicle up to this ridge. Blue Force still has an ambush prep north, but look at this. OPFOR has another force that's come all the way around and is trying to do some flanking actions. And you can see Blue Force have very little assets on the defense itself. Looking at Blue Force numbers, though, we've got entire swaths of forces that have been taken out. Minimal casualties for OPFOR. This might already be GG. OPFOR's attack helicopter flying over this area within, basically unchallenged here. Testing the waters again to see if he'll get hit by a man pad. Spec Ops team deploying. I think OPFOR's plan is to send small teams to harass these 2 objectives to keep Blue Force pinned on these spots, and then have the main force come in and secure these 2 positions at by the 70-minute mark, and then pull in and hold the purple zone. I honestly think this is game over. Just based off of the positioning of OPFOR, the only way OPFOR could lose is if they somehow dig their feet in. But look at the force that's right here compared to what Blue Force has in position. And if these things get taken, they can't be captured back. So if OPFOR runs in and takes this one, I think it's just GG by proxy. This Spec Ops team is going to come in. Looks like Snodge Bear accidentally threw a smoke grenade on his position. And the chopper saw it. It's putting rounds in here. That's Blue Force ground command, by the way. If he dies, I'm going to call GG. I've never seen in PvP a chopper do this in the back line of a defensive faction and just utterly get away with it. I think this vehicle crew is being called down to reinforce this position because they're being harassed by the helicopter. Maybe the 50 cal will be able to snipe the helicopter out because it's flying low and slow here. The only place where Blue Force successfully held off OPFOR is right here, and they might continue to do that. Something cooks off down here. Those might be the, No! A Bulldog was being sent in as QRF to assist this position! Didn't have too many people in it that might have just been there, but it wasn't there earlier, so that's another asset down. Here comes the Bulldog. That 50 cal, if they fire it and kill the pilot and co-pilot. Yeah, stop it and just let the gunner line up a shot. No, stop the... Yes. Some more good hits. Oh! No, he was aiming center mass. I would have aimed for the pilot spot and the co-pilot spot first. Usually the pilot's behind the gunner. I would have aimed for that because the rounds would have easily penned and killed him and you would have seen it fly down. But he got enough shots center mass to basically take it out. Zixme, though, has AT. Oh, no. Big dismount. Round goes in. Doesn't cook it off, though. Zixme going for a quick tack reload. Fires another. The Bulldog's armor tanks it. Huh. So Blue 4 have some QRF inside, but Demovar's flanking around. He's going to get a shot on Wilhelm. Panics a little bit. Gets a good grenade. That's going to double tap Wilhelm. Might get Ariel. Gets them both. Demovar flanks around. Gale being aggressive. Demovar turns away at the last second. Gale does not take the shot, but now he's going to have Demovar dead to rights. Misses the spray. And then he gets him as a grenade is thrown. Oh, no. Triple kill for Demovar. Looping comes up and gets taken out. Gunner's still on this spot, though. And this 5-man OFCRA team has gotten multiple kills. I think Blue 4's GG'd. Because you got this group now coming down. This group was the group setting up the northern ambush. They now can't pose as QRF. That's going to be 2 objectives taken. 4 out of the 6 points needed for OFCRA to win. Looping wakes back up, but here comes Zixme. Is Looping... I think Zixme hears the movement out here. All Zixme has to... I think Looping got AI'd or something because he's turning like an AI. Bruh. None of those bullets penned, but goddamn. And I think the gunner got sniped out of this vehicle. Yep, he's dead. Double tapping shots on him. Fleesh is the only one still alive. If that was a frag and Zixme came down, that would have been beautiful. This is just an absolute curb stomping on Blue 4. And then we still have an OFCRA group up here that's taking this really long, dangerous route. They're going to get stopped by this Blue 4 team. And then these guys still unable to move. Because, again, where you see OFCRA trying to push through open areas, that's where they're getting killed. But everywhere else, I mean, Blue 4 kind of fudged this one, though, on that assault. They played a little too defensively. They got outflanked and got annihilated. So I completely see why that one went the way it did. But these other fights, I mean, you see Blue 4 losing to less manpower. Usually the defenders have the advantage, but that's only if they have the forces there. But in this case, Blue 4 was bringing the force in, and OFCRA basically got on top of them and smacked them. I think Zixme heard Fleesh coming. And there we go. Zixme on 5 kills now. And a vehicle kill. Snodgebear still holding this objective. He's got Nap over here as a medic, but he's not going to be able to do much because we have 2 IFVs coming in. Slow movement on the rest of the infantry to come in as well. We might see them just hold the purple zone, maybe push a force up to the south position there, but this is potentially 8 points to Blue 4, 2 points to OFCRA. Because these guys were meant to put harassment on that side. I can't tell if Zixme saw an angle on Snodgebear and sprayed. Ah, I see. I think he hurt Snodgebear there, but not all the bullets penned. Let's have a look at this 5-man team. NASA's on none, Giovanni's on none, Shay's on none, Zixme's on 5, Demovar's on 4. So we have 2 heavy hitters today in one of the Spec Ops teams. I'm going to be honest, if Blue 4 wanted to do this strategy, I don't think anyone should have been back there. They should have just held these two positions and offensively went to the south, and then they would have won. And if they weren't able to hold these three, because I'm silly, they would have had to hold all three to cover them, but they could have put a light team on south and then just transitioned over to the purple. And there's the autocannon. With enough rounds, they could collapse that building. You got additional OPFOR reinforcements coming into here. I assume these guys, their orders are going to go to the south MCOM point on foot. You got some of these guys just vehicle rushing and bypassing the Blue 4 group here, which has decided to pull back this way instead of back flat. That's a bit of a weird call, but okay. Oh! Nap gets a beautiful snipe on Zixmi's head. Uh-oh. And unless Snodfair can come out here to defend it, I think that's GG. He's trying to smoke it. I don't think you want to have the IFE next to it when it goes off. Just saying. Good thing Giovanni moved. All right. 2 points for OPFOR. I imagine OPFOR is going to get kill hungry and try to kill Snodjapair. He's in a lot of pain already, though, so only a few bullets will knock him out. Toss a grenade. Immediate counter is to come right here, toss the grenade up there, and then immediately re-attack. I think the IFE just sniped him. Yep, the IFE. One of the IFEs finally gets a good kill. You're about to have the north one taken as well. Because Blue 4 have nobody around it. Two closest guys are literally 2 blocks away. So OPFOR can just get the hack and be done. What's a good method to kill demons? I'd recommend you ask my buddy Dante Ezzy. D-A-N-T-E-E-Z-Y. 2 E's. He knows how to kill demons. And subdue demons. And sometimes do very inappropriate things to demons. But you know, he knows. He's an expert. He is a demon hunter, after all. Good old Dantezi. All right, so they're clearing out the rest of that building. Giovanni's double tapping it a bit. Nap has gotten a second kill, by the way, and I don't think OPFOR realized his position, otherwise they'd be rushing him. We did not see anyone attempt to touch the northern terminal, even though they were right on top of it. I think they're just checking for any infantry around it, but take the win at this point. You've got Overwatch. It's an open area. Just cover it, and then wait for that second set of beeping, and then fold to cover. It's not hard. Maybe WikiCourts will do it. But looking at our numbers here, look at the amount of OPFOR still alive compared to Blue 4. Blue 4 have about a page of infantry left. OPFOR have a page and a half. So it's a 1.5 to 1 ratio at the moment. There's no explosive booby traps here. I know they're trying to be super cautious, but just take it. Just take it. Fair enough, Prodigy. Fair enough. Just take the W. Look at this, though. Blue 4 are now counterattacking this position. That's why they pulled back this way, so they could let OPFOR move up and then come in and re-attack as they hit this line. That's actually not a bad idea. I do agree with that call. So this force is going to get blunted, but even then, you're going to have this position get hacked, that position get hacked, and then OPFOR is just going to hold that purple zone. Final score, I'm going to say, is going to be 8-2 in OPFOR's favor at this rate. But we need... See, look, because now Blue 4 are moving back to this spot. I really do not understand why you guys aren't touching this. Like, why? Don't you hate it when you're playing Battlefield 6 and you have those chuckle fucks that won't play the objective? It's not bugged, because that one went off without a hitch. And if it was bugged, we'd see the Game Master already coming in and doing a fix. I swear, these are all literally copy-pasted objectives. They all run the same script, you just change the variable names. But maybe I am wrong, who knows. OFCRA digging some defensive position south. I think Delano just saw a little piece of Fawns there. Now he's suppressing. Yep, he definitely spotted Fawns. The trees are saving Fawns, though. Ember, I don't think that really helps Prodigen's situation. 2 OFCRA got suppressed right here. Some GLs trying to come in to finish him off, but it was short. Flanking fire from Roofy, getting both of them knocked as well, and this group's going to sweep this entire area. So, Blue 4 is offensive capable here. They are doing some pretty good damage to OFCRA where they can, but it's not enough. Bursty coming up, double tapping both bodies. What do you mean by modded units? Everything you're seeing right now is modded with the exception of the F2000s and the NLAWs. And the scopes on the L85s are also technically part of base game. Look at Bursty on 5 kills, though. All right, that entire OPFOR group taken out. Rick needs to be double tapped, but looks like they did get a few Blue 4 kills here and there. OPFOR are now holding the final zone. We'll need to see a few guys come up to at least hit South MCOM. And we still have OPFOR playing with food. IFE might be able to come out here. We do see it with a few kills. It'll get some more infantry pickoffs. The entire garrison here either died or fled. A mix of both, because we do have a body up there. Looks like they did rat his gun, though. And looks like that final guy got double tapped. Wolf. Friday Night Fights falls on a Friday for Halloween this year. So we will be covering some Halloween PvP. And every year they do some Halloween specials. So Friday the 31st come back. I don't know if OFCRA is doing something special for Halloween, but they might because that Thursday also falls on it too. Okay, Nap actually got a 3rd kill too. I really don't understand why these guys aren't touching this terminal. Maybe they're waiting. It gets cashed in less than 10 minutes though. I don't know. Weird that they're letting Blue 4 get these. I mean, it's not going to change the entire outcome. The endpoints might then be 6-4 instead, but OPFOR is going to touch the South MCOM and then just hold the purple zone, and they have the manpower and the IFEs, so I don't know. I just saw it flash, so I was wondering if they spotted Nap and put a shot on him. Visually, it looked like there was less OPFOR infantry, but that's because they were also loaded in one of those IFEs there. But yeah, this just really confuses me. I assume they're maybe waiting for Blue 4 to come in to defend it so they can get some kills and try to use it as a bait objective, but I get it. Maybe because they're just bored as shit and they don't know how to just snipe an objective, because then they know they'll come down here and then not do anything further. So I think they're just trying to get kills. But look at this. Yeah, this group that was moving in the open that I said would probably just get repelled because there's a Blue 4 defensive group. You got 2 downed, 2 still alive, and there was more than 4 when this started. No, there wasn't. It was 2 quad bike teams. So yeah, they're just getting screwed. I do love this map too, Eris. It's just in the CQC PvP zones, it can get a little framey. I'm actually really surprised that we haven't had any frame hitches with about 130 people on today, so happy for it. That is an RC wind sound. But I don't see any activity around here, so that means the Game Master's taking care of something else somewhere else. Why? Why would you just drive through, you brute? Who has AT? Guys. Guys. Ah, Progin Az can do whatever she wants. Anyway. She likes your house. She likes your house. Wait, is it red or purple? That does make a difference. Anyway. Yeah, Blue 4? Where's your AT, Gunner? Don't tell me you're out of AT. How is Blue 4 out of AT? How is Blue 4 out of AT and Op 4 still has all 3 of their IFVs? Make this make sense. Like, what have you been using AT on if you haven't even destroyed any of Op 4's vehicles other than the helicopter, but use a 50 cal for that? If it's both, run. Anyway. It just drove through. Like, I don't get it. I mean, okay, we did see Op4 blow up an MRAP earlier with a single AT stick, but Op4 have NLAWs. They have AT Force. There's more than one piece of AT. I don't know. Yeah, have fun, Progin. Should have called Dante. Anyway. Boss, I'm all out. I still don't understand why they're not... Why is the northern objective just being cock-teased? I don't get it. Clearly Blue 4 doesn't have anything around it, so Op 4 should be touching it. I assume they're going to touch it in like 2 minutes, because if they just don't, that's such a dumb play. So yeah, what about this one? They're just securing the areas around it, thinking that Blue 4 is defending it, instead of actually... Don't you hate it when you're playing a game of Battlefield or Call of Duty and people aren't playing the fucking objective? I hate it. Fucking hate it. Because think of it this way. If you hit the objectives, you're going to force Blue 4 to come back to this area here. And then you have the defensive advantage. You can just wait for them to come to you at that point. Maybe it's only certain people can touch it. Maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, now you have the IFE getting into a position where they're sniping all the Blue 4 defensive spots. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe it's only... No, it wouldn't, because you have an officer guy right here that should be able to interact with... I don't know. I don't know. Try typing ! mission. Maybe there's a special rule in that document that says that there are certain rules that Op4 can only interact with the terminal with certain units. I don't know. Make it make sense for me. So IFEs are suppressing the infantry here. I just heard something mag dump over here. I don't know what that was about. There's no special rule, so anyone can touch it. What alcohol of choice should I start drinking? Because Op 4 is just... They kind of look like me. Well, that's crazy. Was I shooting at you? Oh, no, you guys got up there and you killed all the Blue 4 I was shooting at. We got him. We got him, guys. Great. Hey, look, I found Blue 4's AT. They missed. Why? Why? So we have an IFV that Blue 4 somehow has no AT for, and the one AT they did have, they rushed and they missed the shot completely. Oh, wait, hold on. Roofy's got a little bit. Okay, no, we're in luck. He's a medic, which means he found that off of a dead OP4, but okay, we got some pressure. We've got OP4 shooting each other at an objective that they refuse to touch, and we have OP4 refusing to touch another objective, and it looks like... Whoa, guys, look. We actually have a dead IFV. No way. Okay, so where Blue 4 does have AT, they're actually able to kill stuff. Great. Awesome. It's Battlefield. Yeah, people just fucking around. I agree. So who got the vehicle kill? Because he doesn't have it. Who killed the vehicle? No! 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 It had 2 crew and it was... No! 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 I fucking can't! I see. So Blue 4's plan is to intentionally bait OP4 to come to the objectives, knowing that most of OP4 won't actually capture the objectives, to lull OP4 armor into a false sense of security to get close to those objectives, so OP4 anti-tank can fire and destroy OP4 armor. This is some next level meta. Oh my god, did PHK actually kill the other one? Hold on, where is that medic? Or was it Roofy? Okay, who got the vehicle kill here? Okay, Bishop found an AT4 off of a dead Blue OP4 guy and used it to kill that IFV. Thank God. All right, 2 of the 3 IFVs are dead due to shenanigans. Unironically, though, both due to OP4 AT. One being captured and one being friendly fire. Amazing. Failed by the East, completed by the West. Why? Why did OP4 not hack it? Northern and Southern comms now available. Okay, so here's my mindset then. Maybe this one was bugged out because it wasn't supposed to be on, and that one... Oh, no, I'm misreading the map. Only the West and Eastern ones were activated first. Now the Northern Southern ones are available. Okay, that's why. I take it all back. I'm an idiot. I thought it was the North and the Western ones that were active first, then the South and the Eastern ones. Okay, I'm an idiot. Now you got both of these being hacked at the same time. OP4 just won. GG. That doesn't excuse the IFEs being stupid, though. And Blue 4's lack of AT. Doesn't excuse either. But with that, OP4 is going to win because that puts them at 6 out of 10 points. It's GG. Spartan, I am taking the goat back, though. All right, Roofy's uncon. How did 4 Blue 4 get caught in an open area for multiple OP4 to suppress them? Anyway, that is both of those things being captured, and that's it. Now it's just OP4 mopping bodies and seeing if they can get an additional 2 points out of that objective. So Tackle was only able to develop 1 kill out of that. I might need some liquor after this one. I agree. God damn. It was 4D chess. Yep. For Blue 4 to get OP4 AT to kill OP4 vehicles. I will believe that wholeheartedly. But the rest was just OP4 position to get the other 2 objectives. Makes sense to me now. So you got some Blue 4 just picking off some of the Op 4 guys out in the open. Maybe we'll see these Op 4 hone in on those forces. But right now, Op 4's main objective is just now to hone in on the purple zone, take out whatever Blue 4 defenders may have moved in, and wrap this up. You don't want me to do a Tipsy Pog stream. I'm going to discount the pay for pain menu and get you all killed. Beautiful GL shot by Mike right there. Tackleberry's coming up to finish off whoever's still here. That's Leziak. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking... How? How do you fumble that fucking hard? What? You even had the LMG, right? You had a 100 or 200. It's a soft pack, so that... I know, it's because I just threw my fucking headset. What bugs me is Tackle doesn't fumble, and yet is Eric gonna fumble? Please don't. Thank you. Thank you. I get it, Eric. You wanted to put a warning shot out there to see if that was a real person. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay, just... Alright, Henry on 2 kills. Bursty on 5. Okay. Sometimes in life, you use the wrong formula, but still somehow get the right result. Wait, he saw the gun. And he pre-fires the corner and still fucks up. Tackle doesn't play pay for pain. You're fine. It wouldn't... Lolo was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. It wasn't even being targeted. And Henry meets God. Because the final op for IFV actually manages to get a kill. And with that, we're GG. Blue 4's Remnant, they're going to come in, make a final push on this purple zone. Op 4 is still going to skirmish up there. I'm going to be right back 1 second. I'm going to go pull something out of the fridge. Anyway. I think Blue 4's use of the IFEs was incredibly wrong. I would have rather wanted to see... Like, I get why, like, under here, for example, for the IFE, the Bradley. Though this overpass and everything here makes it have limited range around it, which is why the chopper was able to basically do circles and hit it from the ass. I accidentally just tabbed out. My bad. But it should have been up on this ridge to cover in the first place. I really don't understand where the misplay was in that. And then the other one, the M2A6, the Stinger Bradley with the quad launcher, that should have been back here. And then those IFEs could have covered a lot of area. Hell, the IFEs could have covered and assisted the infantry push that was coming up from the south at that point. You know what I mean? So, those were misplayed. Op4's IFVs were also misplayed, except for the one that went north. Putting them in an urban CQ, not an urban, but like a CQC area down here, not usually a good plan because they're going to get picked off, but it worked out because Blue Force somehow ran out of AT. I don't make it make sense, because I can't. At this point, I can't. Waiting for Wiki Quartz to come around and shoot Bane in the face. And yes, Dragon, I will get you one soon. Oh, maybe not, because he gets marksman fire. But now he pulls away. That was bad, though, because Bane's either going to be looking in this direction to watch Wiki pull out, or he's going to basically leave that area. But now Wick doesn't want to pull out of that area there. Why is Blue 4... Oh, no, wait. I actually like this idea. Regroup where you do have forces to grab everybody, fight off the remaining Op 4 Remnant, and then push down as a group to take the final objective. That's smart. That's actually really, really smart, because then you're fighting with your maximum force. Op 4 already won. It's 6 points to Op 4. Blue 4 can only get a maximum of 2 more points, and they only have 2 on the board. But it's smart. By the way, Pog has a new model. If you look at my Twitter, X account, whatever, I put a picture of it. But they have a new model for their air defense vehicles. They're double-decker Mantises now. Actual regrouping instead of piecemeal advances? I know, right, Charlotte? How's Alien Isolation, though? How many times have you been skewered? But yeah, look at the sheer amount of Op 4 we got here. But then again, Blue 4, I mean, they've got some pretty solid groups here, but... Hold on, the other guy that was with Wiki Quartz is dead down here. Rambo! Well, Rambo got sniped in a tower. Probably by Pan there. Nope, it was by somebody else. Got some additional Op 4 trying to move in. Justin showing off his lizard collection. Not once, but we'll see about tonight. Fair enough. Knowing you, Charlotte, for Alien Isolation, I half expect you to mod a maid outfit on the alien. I don't know if mods like that exist, but knowing you, you'd find a way. Alright, Op 4 on the ridge here, just plinking at Blue 4 here. Oh, hold on. This group might be moving around to try to assault from the north. I knew it was too good to be true. Is there a drone? So a squad is piecemealing. I don't see a drone. I have no idea what they're shooting at. Righto, Dragon. Yeah, I think they're fucking around. Because they're bored. Yeah. Did you two somehow drive into... How did you drive the quad bike? I am willing to bet they armored it. I am willing to bet they freaking armored it because they drove it into this. And they're now on con. My brain's starting to hurt, guys. They're now declaring victory and asking Blue 4 to surrender. Ha! One of these buildings where they don't have a ramp in, so you have to do this specific ace climb. Excuse me, not the ace climb, because that's the ace, and that's the vanilla vault. You have to do the enhanced movement way of climbing up it, or you just come around and get on the entryway over here. Is he just firing blind GLs? Yes, he is. They're smoke GLs. And you just hit... I see. So the smoke GLs were to distract the blue 4 player so he'd fire his real GLs into the building. Okay. I'm seeing the strategy here. Do I have a mod on to pay it out to Op4, by the way? Because it's already an Op4 victory. Alright, so Heartseer baiting out some of these Op4 players to come down and pick them off as they come in. That's nice. Damien gets 1 kill. Heartseer now pulling away, trying to figure out where those shots came from. That's CF2000 for you. I think Blue 4 just tried to launch AT on that IFV and missed. Now we're seeing some suppression up here. Thank you. All right, Blue 4 down to 4 on this assault group. They were up to 6 or 7. Blue 4 need a hero. Blue 4 need an Adrihato. But will Blue 4 get their hero? That is the real question. Might be Heartseer at this rate. Pogrom coming around, though. Pogrom looking the right way. Spots him. And that is a one-tap headshot. Oh, but there's some return fire from the tower here. That is Penzals. Or Penzalx. Something like that. He is up a kill, though, so he has gotten somebody. And we still have a bunch of other Blue 4 running around over here for some weird reason. I think it would be a cool, like, Battlefield field style campaign. I can add that to my list. I know some players would like a general experience like that. Yeah, I'll add that to my menu real quick, because I do need to make one by the end of the week. Okay. Jill goes out. It's short. I think... a 4 or 5 mission campaign would do. Let me add that to my workstation. Hold on. Didn't hit the enter button. Oh, wow. Op4 now bullying the Blue 4 players in here. What? What the hell? Why would you stand up in front of... Good grenade dodge by JOG there, but My brain's hurting here. My brain is kinda hurting here. How do you have a negative? Who did you shoot? Why? You didn't have that earlier. No. Jog, to channel your inner Adriano, you have to shoot the bad guys. Sorry, that looked like a frag to me, and I was about to go, Mr. IFE. Yeah, Jog, the IFE was just... It wasn't waiting to help you out the door, buddy. Yep. Yep. I'm not going to put this on a poll. Should I add combat drones with AGMs on OPFOR's Pay for Pain menu tonight? For like 10 bucks a pop. And just have them target the AA net. Just type yes or no in chat for me. 10 bucks a pop. That way you can buy multiple of them. And they're likely... You can mix them with the Shaheeds too. And as the Shaheeds draw fire... the AGM drones can target them. Yes? Okay. I'll do that right now. Give me 1 second. So we just open the dock. You can buy them right now, too. $10 a piece. We're going to click the OPFOR dock. I hit the funny little edit button. And then we go, I think it's a Terran. I'm going to write mix with Shaheeds and target Blue Fours. AA. It's a AAA net for the best results. Cool. Awesome. It's done. Added it to the menu. Can't wait to get shot down to CH-47. The campaign's too easy? Then beat it, Angel. Beat it. So we can do the sci-fi one. I'm going to let this group throw itself against the wall and hope to God they somehow murder everything and I can have something really cool to show you guys. I know it won't happen, but I can... Oh, this is a beautiful AT shot. But you have AT... You have AT, right? One of you has AT, right? Please? Maybe? Oh, Bishop, me boy. Bishop, me boy. Or does Ash have... Ash has AT. Okay. Name I can't pronounce. Kill Ash. Take AT. Blow up IFE. Win. Super win. What the frick is that? It's not like it helped. We also did add Jack Panzers to OPFOR's roster. What was his name? Okay, I think he at least got the 2 kills right there. So we have to at least give him credit. He did get 2. Okay, that's 10 AGM drones. Let's go. By the way, for POG, there will be a mod set update next week to debut more projects, because I'm evil. Righto, Justin, have a good one. Thank you for dropping by. You know, I gotta give the Blue 4 ambush credit here. They did actually get quite a few kills, but Op4 just have so much manpower that it doesn't really matter. Look at Drapper Hard, though. I like where he's positioning himself. If he can get on the roof, he could lock this down and get quite a few pickoffs of people. Gazog with the Enla out ready to noob tube. Now grab his gun. Oh, how did you not see him? Yes. Yes. No. Okay, you at least duck down. Blue 4 fighting back. Blue 4 dying. Okay. Every time I see Blue 4 make a step of progress, they die. So it's trying my best to cheer them on. And then we still have this chucklehead fight up there. Ugh. Think he was trying to snipe Masano here. He gets down. Mr. Cool's running around the back line. We do have this guy. Are you gonna kill Mr. Cool? Or is Mr. Cool gonna find you? Who knows? Alright, we got quite a few knockouts here. A good chunk of Op4 did die, but it's not enough. Proportionally to what Blue 4 sent in, it's a good amount. But it's not enough. Wait, when did you have that? Oh! Where's the third IFV? I don't know, but it's not on my map anymore. We have this. Jesus. All right, I'm going to wrap it up in 3 minutes regardless of result. Those two just got that Blue 4 kill. Someone just got sniped up there because now there's only one Blue 4 tick. I don't know where. Bishop, you might want to change firing angles. They have that one dialed in on you, broski. Then there were 3, and there's another, what, 2 over here? Yep. Anyway, we'll be back in 3 hours. I'm going to try to have a new op document in ready in time for Pay for Pain so we can show off the November missions, because we are about 2/3 done. Oh, they dismounted. That's funny. Probably out of ammo, but we're about 2/3 done with all of the ops. Drones with GLs on them? No, Wookie, there's none of those. Drones with AGMs on them. Anyway, don't worry, it's just to target your AAA net. Hate? So much hate? Okay, hate monger, calm down. It's okay. Can the nope rope make a return? Give me some points for OFCRA and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I love how OFCRA is now sending forces into the forest to try to find more blue for. I love how Mr. Cool literally saw a body and went over to loot it, and fucking Bishop used the fact that every Arma 3 player is secretly a fucking loot gremlin to make him stop and expose himself just so he could mag dump him in the face. Fucking loot bait. Rats. It's always goddamn rats. Everyone is secretly a rat. That grenade might get him. Yep. Yeah, you can drag bodies where you want them to make new loot traps. Like, goddamn. Rats with wings. We're not talking about pigeons. We're talking about rats. Which secret? Yeah, well, all right. That's GG. I'm going to wrap it up here. It is the top of the hour. We'll be back in 3 hours for some POG and some drones. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and have a good one.